Hey, everybody, it's Bondo and Jolly, and thank you so much for joining me in today's casual conversation. Today, I am sitting with the fabulous Eric Pointer, who is the VP of Growth at Elevate. Hey, Eric, thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Eric, you and your team are just the masters behind all of the lead generation programs that we are doing at Elevate. And I know so many agents just wish that they could pick your brain. So we're going to take 5 minutes right now and try to get as much information out of you as humanly possible. But we know that, agents that are considering a lead gen program or that might just be getting started on lead generation, a lot of times have some misconceptions about how the program works. So I'm just going to turn it over to you and lead us, Eric. Lead us through this lead gen process for an agent.
Okay, great. Listen, one of the biggest misconceptions that we have as realtors, or that realtors have, is that online leads are ready, willing, and able. Like every lead that comes through the system is ready to buy a house. And it couldn't be further from the truth. And it doesn't matter what system you use. You could use our systems or any other systems that are out there. The truth of the matter is that for time immemorial, and RIS Media did a big research on this several years ago, which I read, and they said, it takes 2 years for a consumer to go from the mere thought of buying a home to a closing. 2 years. Yet if you ask most agents, how long do you think it takes for a person to go from the thought of buying a home to a closing, they'll say 3 to 6 months. And the reason they think that is because historically that's how long it has taken, right? As realtors, we were accustomed to people just walking into our offices. And of course, we never bothered to ask them how long they had been thinking about buying a home before they walked into our office. As it turns out, they've been thinking about buying a home for anywhere from 12 to 18 months on average. So when someone comes onto your website, they're not ready, willing, and able for the most part. What we know is that 1 to 4% of them are. So the other 96, 97, 98, 99% of them are somewhere else along that buyer continuum. Somewhere between the mere thought of buying a home to I'm ready to rock and roll. Now, the interesting thing about online lead generation is that we need to position ourselves to be the chosen ones because consumers choose an agent within 72 hours of having the actual need. So they'll be on your website searching until their life events, until something happens in their life, they have their ducks in a row, and they're ready to rock and roll. And they're going to choose an agent. 81% of the time, they're going to choose 2 agents to talk to. Of those 2, 91% of the time, they're going to choose the one they speak to first. So as an agent, what you want to do is kind of set yourself up like Zillow. You want as many leads as you can on your website, friends, family, former clients, people who attend your open houses, right? Internet-generated leads. You want all those people searching on your site so that you can see where they are along the buyer continuum. You really want to select, sort of the most opportune time to engage with them. So good systems like ours have the ability to sort of track the behavior of the consumers so that you're not having to call everybody all the time, but you engage with the people who are most engaging on the site, the ones that are using the site the most, the ones that are opening up their morning reports or their property update emails, the ones that are responding to your emails, calls, and texts. Those are the ones that you choose to engage with, right? But because lead gen is a numbers game, you want all kinds of people on your website from all your different walks of life, right? Your sphere of influence, online lead generation, people who come to your open house, your network, right? All of these people on your site, but think of yourself as a little Zillow. I'm a little Zillow. And I'm going to bring all these people on, keep a good eye on them, and engage with the ones that are most likely to buy next. If you do that, I'm certain you'll be really successful with online lead generation.
Yeah, and I love that, Eric, because, when all of these leads come in from our online sources and come into the Elevate system, we have all of these different ways that we help our subscribers, our agents and brokers reach out and touch them, stay in front of them, because I did not know that stat. 72 hours, really. Wow. So, It is so important that an agent stay in front of that audience because you could lose them so quickly, even though they were on your site 2 weeks ago. If you're not present there now, you're going to lose them.
That's exactly right. What happens is, think about it from a buyer or seller's perspective, right? They've been thinking about selling their home or thinking about buying a home. Let's think about the seller just for a second. And the gentleman or the young woman or the family, the couple, they're waiting on an order from their company that they're being relocated. It hasn't come yet. They've been, on your site because they're checking out other homes that are selling in the neighborhood that, their home is located in. You think they're there as a buyer, but oftentimes 30% of the people who come onto your website are also sellers, which is really an interesting fact as well. But anyhow, so they're on your website, they're searching, you're not engaging with them much, but every day they're receiving a property update email from you or a morning report branded by you, right? And they have to make that decision. And that decision is going to be made in that 72-hour window. As soon as their boss says, hey, it's real, you're going to be relocated, they're thinking, okay, game on, I got to get my house sold. So think of the various different choices they have. They could use the agent that sold them the house in the past, whose name they've probably forgotten. They could use someone who's been sending them postcards, which they probably dumped into the trash. They could use, a picture of, one of the magnets that they have on their refrigerator, or they could use you, right? The information that you've been sharing them has been valuable, right? They're going to make this decision. They're going to engage with two people, and you might as well be the chosen one. The goal of online lead generation is to position yourself to be the chosen one when a consumer decides to buy or sell. That's it, right? In a nutshell.
I like that. So Eric, imagine I'm a new agent and I have not set up my lead generation pipeline. What recommendations do you have for me getting started, and how long does it typically take before I start to build that pipeline and start to see results?
Okay, so a brand new agent, the very first thing you need to do is add your friends, family, and former clients to whatever system you have. Upload those people into your system, and then invite those people to use your site to search for homes. Now think about it. These are your friends, family, and former clients, right? Express your friendship to them by giving them a safe place to search where they won't be bothered by every Tom, Dick, and Mary realtor that's out there, right? You're giving them sort of a safe haven by inviting them to use your site, right? And since they're using your site, you'll be able to see them actively involved, and then you can engage with them really easily. Why? Because you already know them, right? It's much easier to engage with someone who you already know than it is an online generated lead. Someone who you don't know, love, or respect, and who doesn't know, love, or respect you yet, right? So the very first thing is get your friends and family into the system, invite them to use the site. The next group of people that you want to have in your system are people that you meet out and about. So when you're out and about, have your phone with you, and instead of exchanging business cards, get them to friend you or invite them to your social media, and then get their contact in your phone, so that you can go back to the office or to your home and go ahead and add that contact and set up a search. While you're having a conversation with them, ask them, what sort of home you're looking for. Try to get that criteria, set them up on a search, and now they're using your website. So now you got your friends and family in there, and now you got people that you're meeting out and about, and now you're doing open houses, right? So you want to be doing lots of open houses if you're a brand new agent. It's a great way to meet people. It's also a great way to practice your pitch, right? And so don't be afraid to reach out and say, hey, join me on social media. What are you looking for? Let me set up a search, and you'll receive a notification, an invite notification in your email. Go ahead and accept that, and you can start searching in private on my site where no one will bother you except for me, right? And so those are the three things you can do without spending a dime on leads, right? Now you're making money, right? You're closing some deals, you got some cash, you want to build your pipeline. Now it's time to invest in online lead generation, right? Now, the most important thing is not to tiptoe into that, right? Make a commitment, right? And go for it, because we know it's a numbers game. You want to get as many leads into your system as possible because it's a numbers game. We know that 1 to 3, 1 to 4% of those people are low-hanging fruit, and the goal is to get as many people into your site, and then email, call, and text, email, call, and text, email, call, and text until you start getting some activity, some engagement, and then and then you take those people to the next level. Some of them you're going to meet, some you're going to put into a drip campaign and stuff like that. But those are the sort of the four things that you really want to do. Friends and family first, people you meet out and about, networking. Third things are people you meet at open houses, and then online generated leads. But don't skimp when you're doing online generated leads. Make a commitment, spend $1,000, get 100 leads, right? Because you can know if you spend $1,000 to get 100 and lead close 3, let's imagine that each one of those 3 is worth $10,000. So you spend $1,000, you made $30,000. Is that a good investment? Absolutely, right? And my experience with online lead generation is you should be getting, if you're doing your job, between a 10-fold and a 17-fold return on investment. So a 10x to 17x return on investment, which means for every $1,000 you spend, you make 17,000, or for every 10,000 to 17,000. For every 1,000 you spend, you make 10,000 to 17,000. I tend to do a little bit more than that because my conversion rates are higher. I've been doing it longer, right? But the key is to commit to something, right, and then marry that something and stay with that something. First time you get a little hiccup, don't bail, because all systems have their little challenges. None of them are perfect. None of them are silver bullets. But the key is get the lead, work the lead. Almost every system out there, including ours, have all the tools necessary to work leads efficiently. So that's really the way to do it.
Oh, Eric, that is fantastic advice. Thank you so much. By the way, everybody, I forgot to mention, Eric is a 30-year agent himself. And so he just is a wonderful wealth of knowledge. So thank you so much for checking in with me today. And everybody, if you are interested in learning more about TryElevate and our lead generation programs and what Eric and his team help us do, visit us at TryElevate.com/lead gen. And you can fill out a little form where you can let us know the areas that you're interested in capturing leads. And actually, one of our success coaches will reach out and schedule about a 15-minute call with you where they'll kind of explore with you where you're at, where you're starting, where you need to go, what you want to do, and help guide you down that path. So once again, TryElevate.com/lead gen. And Eric, I feel like we could be on this all day long and pick your brain some more, but I'm going to have you back on a future casual conversation.
Thank you so much, Bondel, and I appreciate it. Take care.
All right. Bye, guys.